One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. It's BV. It's BV. BV. It's BV.
Yeah.
It's BV. It's BV.
BV.
It's BV.
BV.
It's BV.
It's BV and Jellified, Jimmy Beam and Bly, reaching highest where we reach, yo, as high as to the stars. Beats in the villain Jeep, vibrating other cars. Whose world is this? Yo, we say the world is ours. So we grow beards, no fear, photos so clear. Take another shot, so to speak, yeah, more beer. BV worldwide, put a fist to the sky. Cheers, cheers, New Year's, dope rhyme, good vibes. My crew speaks power, Chi-Town bleeds power. Knowledge, wisdom, and truth in the final hour. Respect, loyalty, family, charity speaks power. Here the villains, brotherhood speaks honor. Forwards and onwards, stay villain to the end. I will never shave again because my beard is not a trend. I represent excellence, leadership, and never follow. I'm a BBC member, yo, lieutenant of Chicago.
One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. It's BV. 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 All I see.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Heart of a Villain. And for some reason, we are not kicking this thing off right. There we are. Hey. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the bearded villains' worldwide brotherhood and the lives they are changing all over the world. What a Friday night we've got for you tonight. Guys, unfortunately, no live. The studio seats are empty tonight. There is no one here live in the studio to join me tonight. I know. It's sad. It's sad. But what are you going to do? I can't have a live in-studio guest every day, right? And it took me 80 episodes just to get one in here. So we're hey, down the road, we're going to have more. That was a lot of fun for me. And before I get too far into the episode here, I just want to say thanks again to Daniel and his wife, Megan. It was very cool for them to kind of go out of their way to swing by the podcast, the studio here, Heart of a Villain Studios, as I like to refer to it. But sitting over there in the chair and having a good time with us last week, it was a different dynamic to the podcast than I've had in the past because obviously everything I've done in here has been me or a live interview online or a taped interview online and me pushing buttons. So this was a fun dynamic. I learned a lot because there are some things that I had to do differently, and I will have to do differently next time I have somebody live. But first time, I think it went pretty well. The area where he was sitting was a little bit dark, so I need to lighten things up a little bit. I'm in the process of getting a new piece of furniture over there to make guests more comfortable when they would come, but also for me for lounging purposes. But yeah, so the in-studio experience was very cool for me, and I think it was neat for Daniel and for his wife, for Megan too. Just really cool people. I met them. Obviously, I've met them before. Been out to the Bat Cave, got a nice photo with him, and got several photos over the course of the weekend. But got a nice photo of him that I will be able to keep here in the studio. And I'm going to continue the tradition that he started at the Bat Cave, where everybody that comes in will take a special photograph. And those visitors that do come to the Bat Cave there or the studio here get their photo taken, and they go on the wall for posterity or just because. Just because. But yeah. So this is exciting. We're episode 81. We're on the final 19 episodes, trucking towards, not final, but trucking towards the first 100 anyway. So I'm always looking for a new way to count us down toward that 100. So yeah, 7. We're just trucking along here. I just looked down and I saw number 7. That threw me off there. Squirrel. But yeah, so yeah, we're trucking along, episode 81. Now today, I struggled. I'll be honest, guys. I struggled mightily coming up with some podcast information, podcast topics for this week, because it was very easy to kind of slough off a little bit after the excitement that was having an in-studio guest. I got to get used to that because I want that to happen more. But so between working on the initial stages of arranging and planning out this documentary film I'm doing, and doing a few things at the home, doing a few things with the chapter, organizing some stuff for the chapter and whatnot, it was just a very busy week. And it wasn't until today, after a conversation I had with a couple people, one of which was my co-captain, who suggested, and we put my head together with another gentleman from down south, and we've come up with an idea for today, because we're going to update everybody on DSV 5, which is just a few weeks away. So we're going to have a live guest come in just a little bit, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about what the Mississippi chapters, because it's a dual event, both chapters' anniversaries are celebrated within this event. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and he's going to be talking to us about what he has been doing, some of the secrets, some of the plans, the different cool things that they have planned for DSV 5. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I've not even been let in on the secrets there. So, yeah. And I've got a couple of other things to talk about. Also, if I had my little bell, I could do ding for you. Also, those of you who are watching live, it doesn't matter. Those of you who are watching live will be the first to hear about it. But I want to talk a little bit about the making of said documentary film, because if you've ever wanted to see your name up on the screen, there are opportunities to come. So we'll get into that too in just a few minutes. So just pay attention. If this is your first time here, make sure you get over there and like and subscribe. Thank you very much. It's over here on this side. Thank you very much for being here. I do greatly appreciate it. We've had a bunch of people new to the channel come in after watching that the documentary pre-teaser earlier this week. So thank you guys very much. If you enjoyed that, please get out there and share that, because I really want people to see what's to come. I want to tease it. I want people to be excited about this film when it comes out later this year. So hopefully later this year, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Circumstances are circumstances. You know how that goes. But yeah. So I want to say real quick, hello to everybody here who's chiming in with us today, live on the air, on YouTube. Rob is here, of course, and Hillbilly. It's good morning over there to them. Thank you guys for hanging out as always. Nick is here with Joker. Joker's here too. Joker, nice. Way to be back and see an appearance here. Jay and Sharissa are hanging out with us. They're watching on the big screen at home. Kevin, how you doing, buddy? Ken, thanks for hanging out. Yo, Aaron is here in the house hanging out with us. Aaron's asking me, am I going to come to ECM in West Virginia? I am. I am coming to West Virginia for ECM. I look forward to that. Irishman, what's up, buddy? Really enjoyed being able to hang out with you and see you last week. That was awesome. Lakeshore Villains is here. That's Mars. We know he doesn't log into multiple. He just stays in one account. That's okay. We'll let it go. Hey, Mark, how you doing? How you doing? Christopher, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Andrew and Connor. Connor's in the house. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Spending some time on a Friday night. It really does mean a lot. The fact that you guys have taken some time out to hang out with us. So I want to real quick give a quick shout out to my former chapter state mates here in Indiana, Bearded Villains of Indiana. Last weekend, we took part in their annual MS walk that they do. Now, it's pretty much a virtual walk per se, still due to COVID regulations, but they said, you know what, rather than do it last year, everybody did their own little walks around their neighborhood and filmed it and took pictures. This year, we did it as an organized group around a park in Indianapolis, Garfield Park, and made a barbecue cookout with it and hung out with some brothers, family members, had some great times. And it was the first time, and those of you who've been through this know how cool this is. It was the first time that we have been able to have the flags and representatives of 3 different Indiana chapters present in one location. That's not happened before, that we had the flags of and people from 3 different chapters. As you know, our new chapter, Northern Indiana, split off last year in November. And this was the first time that we were able to get Southern Indiana, Central, or BVIN, and Northern Indiana all together in one place. So that was very cool to see. And also, it was really cool because we had some other brothers come out and hang out with us too. Because Daniel was in town, we had a representative from California here. That was cool. Tommy was here, so we had a representative from Brazil. And then, to top it all off, we had Cap and Co-Cap we had Bama and Irish coming in to hang out with us from Ohio. So we had, 6 different areas represented in one location. It was very, very cool to see. And it was a much-needed hangout sesh. We did some walking, did some stuff did good cause walking for the MS walk. It was really great to be a part of that tradition and just hang out. So the first of many for this year. As we know now, with our calendar of events growing, we have more events starting to peak up. And I'm sure that there are some chapters out there that are starting to create events that I'm not going to be listing today. Please, 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 if you hear that I don't know about your event, send me a note, send me a flyer, send me something so that I can promote it, because I want all of our villains all around the world and everybody who supports us to know about it so they can take part in it if they're close by. That's really important to me. So we need to still do that. All right. So guys, first of all, I want to talk for a couple minutes before I bring in our guest, and he's probably going to call in while I'm talking about this, so I can get back to it later as well. Connor says we're still in lockdown. That's a shame. I hate that. There's so many places that are, around the world that are still in lockdown, and I hate to see that. But we are fortunate. Big news for me personally, I got my 2nd vaccine this week, and so far so good. No side effects from it. And I didn't even get the chills or the little bit of fever spike or the none of that stuff. So thumbs up. I'm good to go. And that's good news for me because I plan on being in a lot of places this year, as we've talked about, as I'm going to talk about further in this episode and future episodes as well, because I got stuff to do. We're going to be doing some stuff. I got some filming to do, lots of stuff to do, but this, I'm looking forward to it because this is going to be one heck of a year. Hopefully our guys around the world, when the borders open up, when guys are allowed to start traveling, hopefully guys will recognize that this is a reprieve and it's a time of celebration and a time for us to hang out again and really enjoy being able to hang out with your brothers again in such a way that we've missed so desperately over the last year. So I can't wait for Canada's borders to open up because, man, I need to come up there and hang out with those boys. I need to get my passport so I can truck myself all over the world, really, and see everybody. So that is on my agenda for this year, to get that so that I'm ready to go once everybody else's borders open up and my schedule lightens up a little bit. We got a whole bunch of stuff here in the States that I've got to go to this year as I prep to try and get this documentary done. So as I talk about this documentary thing here, I want to, first of all, thank everybody for their kind words. I want to thank everybody for their overwhelming support since I released this last week, a week ago tonight, over on YouTube. Well, during the live stream, and then also on YouTube ever since. If you have not seen it, the channel that you're watching now, youtube.com/C/The Heart of a Villain. If you're on a podcast platform, get out to YouTube and check this thing out. I had so much fun with it, and it's just a little bit of a teaser for what's to come. And I've been doing everything I can. Now, I will say this. I didn't go to film school, as most of you know, but I've done a lot of my own personal studying. It's kind of the way I developed this podcast. It's the way that I developed the live streaming aspect of this podcast. I just learn as I go. And so I've been doing a lot of self-teaching and reading and researching and teaching myself and learning about documentary films and documentary filmmaking and all this stuff. And it's something that I'm really excited about. But I've just done everything I can to try and make this thing happen. So I'm really looking forward to it. And as time goes on, I will be able to share some other secrets with you about it. I want to say that there's going to be, here in just a few minutes, I'm going to be talking to you about some opportunities that we can share together in this experience that is this documentary film. Because if you've ever wanted to take part in or be a part of, see your name up on the lights, or really, just like I said, this podcast, I've said from the get-go, this podcast is as much yours as it is mine. Everybody that is a bearded villain, everybody that supports bearded villains, it's just as every bit as yours it is mine. So in that vein, with this documentary, I hope to bring to light some really cool stuff and let other people out there in the world that don't know what the bearded villains are about in very obvious terms, but in something that people will want to watch in a short-form documentary film. Now, sidestepping for just a couple minutes here, those of you who were here at the very, very beginning of the podcast know that I mentioned we're going to be talking to a brother from down south who has been working his tail off to try and organize DSV5 for us. We're going to be talking to him. We're going to be talking to him about what DSV5 is going to bring us, some surprises, hopefully, some different things to talk about. Also, learn a little bit for those of you who don't know about him. It's Eddie, and I'm going to be bringing him in just a second here. Eddie, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How's it going?
Oh, man, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for finding some time to hang out with me tonight. I'm really lucky I caught you on schedule and everything worked out for us.
Thankfully it did.
Oh, man, I'm excited. So if you can, for the people that do not know you, and there's probably just a few of them out there, can you tell everybody who you are, which chapter you're from specifically, and just a little bit about you and your BV journey, and then we'll get into the heavy stuff here in just a few minutes.
Sure, absolutely. I've been a villain over 3 years now. My journey started here in Ocean Springs, and I moved down from Pittsburgh, and I heard about bearded villains from a random guy, and I'm like, what is that? Like some kind of bike club? Didn't know what it was. And then I started researching it, and I'm like, these guys share some of the same values that I share. I want to make myself better in my community. I want to help my fellow person out. What can I do? So I started on my journey, and been here 3 years, like I said. Been a captain, a co-captain, and now a scout, and I'm loving every single day.
Man, that's awesome. So you're a 2018 villain, just like me.
Yes, sir.
Did you actually start in 2017 like me, or did you start in 18 then get patched in 18?
I was actually one of the last prospects. So I used the last hashtag prospect, and then I got my digital as a villain.
Wow.
So yeah, so that was like when that happened.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
I think it was March.
Wow. So cool, man. So cool. So you're a scout, which we know if you've never been a scout, I'm just a recent, I've been a scout now just for a handful of months. And I was, you hear about it, people talk about it. Some people refer to it as kind of the pain in the butt type of a position, but I think it's extremely rewarding. I don't know about you, but I think it's one of the coolest things that if anybody's not interested or hasn't thought about becoming a scout, I think it's one of the most rewarding things you can do in BV.
I agree. It really is. It's super rewarding because you get to look back and you see these people that you brought in, and see the amazing things that they've done. And one of the things that I tell my hopefuls is, I want you to reach out to another chapter somewhere in the world. Create a bridge between our chapter here in South Mississippi and their chapter. Who knows what we can do together in the future, what we can learn from them, what they can learn from us. Who knows?
Yeah, very cool. That's good advice too. One of the things I love about the brotherhood that is and with our connection through Line and through Instagram is that you can connect with people all over the world. And then that first time that you're able to finally meet that person that you've been talking to for a year or two or three or whatever, very cool experience. Very cool experience.
Can't tell you how many times that's happened. I'm like, oh, you're so-and-so. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank God for our name tags, right? Because you may recognize the face, but when you get good at it, you do that 20-yard stare and you catch it from about 10 feet away and you're like, there he is. Okay. How you doing? I love that.
Turn to the side, look on your phone. Are we friends on Instagram?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what's funny is I've seen people do that, like at World Meets, where somebody looks. You as you're scanning the room, you can see somebody when somebody walks in a room. You can see them look from afar, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got to go meet that person." Yeah.
And then there's that person 2 years ago at my first meet.
Yeah, no doubt. There's some people that look exactly like you see them on Instagram, and there's others that don't. And it's kind of a fun little game to play. But yeah, it's so cool being a scout and being able to. One of the things I really love about it is being able to, as you said, you see guys change, and you see their perceptions of what BV is change through their journey. And they think it's one thing, and then there's that light bulb moment where they kind of go, "Damn,
absolutely!
I didn't expect this part of it."
That happens to me every day. Another light bulb turns on, like, whoa! It just blows me away.
Very, very cool. All right, so for those who aren't familiar, because it's kind of a unique situation that you have there in Mississippi, you have two chapters with the same date. Same anniversary. Can you explain to everybody who's not familiar with how that all came about? And
so that was before my time.
Okay, but that's okay. You can still speak to it.
Chapter.
Yeah.
And then everybody decided to go their own separate ways. So actually, in my first year, North Mississippi and South Mississippi decided, hey, since we share the same anniversary, let's bring our anniversary together. So the first year we had it here in Ocean Springs. in South Mississippi, and last year he was up in Tupelo, I believe. And then this year again, this event that we're doing, DSV, was actually our anniversary. So it's actually a co-event. And we've been doing it for 3 years now.
Wow. Very, very
Together.
cool. Yeah.
So
But, I
this
mean,
will be our
that's
5-year anniversary.
so cool. So cool. And it's neat that when you, that you're able to maintain that, but by splitting from 1 to 2, both chapters have the same anniversary and no animosity now, because, and
No.
you're able to still have the whole, hosted a huge event like this together.
We're all one family. I don't know if many people follow me on IG, but I've been doing this thing with our chapter flag. I take my chapter flag and I fold it in half, and I take whatever chapter I'm visiting. I also fold it in half and I bring it together to create one flag. I've only done 2 flags so far, and I have it on my Instagram, but I think it's a great trend. One family, because we are one family. So if you're traveling and you're in California or you're in Japan or wherever you are, dude, take a second and put your flags together, because we are one family.
Dude, I mean, I've not heard of anybody doing that. That's so cool. Yeah. What a cool photo moment too.
Yeah.
Just kind of
Just gotta
getting
get
chills.
better at taking photos.
Well, I can't say much about that. I've been pretty bad lately about it too, but very cool idea. So, there are people that are watching this, that are big photo people. There are people that will listen to this that are huge photo people. So,
Run with it.
come with it and tag Eddie when you do it, because he's as far as I know, I've talked to hundreds of people in BV, and I've not heard of anybody doing something cool like that. So very, very cool thing to do. Awesome. And I'd love to see that go really global all over the place for people to do that. I'm sure we'll probably get somebody in the next 3 days do it if we push it.
Definitely.
So make sure you tag him, and I'll make sure I share tonight on the Heart of a Villain. I'll share his tag. What's your IG handle, just so people
It's
on the
Modified
recording?
18.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Modified 18. So it's right there.
Oh, right there on the shirt.
Side.
Right there on the shirt. Modified 18. Okay. All right. So cool. So cool. Great idea.
For DSV.
DSV, man. Let's get
How
into
excited
it.
are you about that?
I'm crazy excited. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? What are we going to do?
Well, let's start that. It's back at the juke joint. This is where it was 5 years ago, obviously before my time. This time, judging on our chat room, it's going to be so much more. We have quite a few events planned. We got, I got my little list here.
Okay.
We have a giant beer pong tournament. We're going to be using 5-gallon buckets and basketballs.
Oh, jeez.
So that should be fun. A regular beer pong tournament. We're going to have cornhole tournament, and we're going to have our beer competition. So, cool thing about the little cornhole tournaments and the beer pong, it's going to have a small, little, $5 fee or whatever per team, per person. It all goes to Battle 22. Battle 22 is a nonprofit group that we're going with this year. It is a great group that benefits veterans who are going through PTSD, veterans who are contemplating suicide. So my hopes is in this event to raise a lot of money. We're also going to have the live auction. Super excited about that. We got all kinds of great gifts coming from brother-owned businesses, local businesses here in Ocean Springs. I myself have reached out to about 150 chapters around the world, and so far I got about half of them that have signed on to send me something from their chapter that I'm going to put in one giant thing for an auction at the end of the night. So that's going to be super awesome.
No, what you're going to have, there's going to be a prize in an auction that is that big. It's something from that many chapters in one prize.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can just throw a couple names out there. I got Ukraine. I got Belgium. I got Oklahoma. I got Bogota. I got all kinds of chapters that are sending me stuff. So it's all 100% going for Battle 22. So
damn, this is stuff that you're normally not going to be able to really get because of the location that it's coming from.
No.
Wow.
No.
How cool
We're
is
gonna have
that?
some merch. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but you're gonna be able to purchase it here. Take home.
Oh, there's secret merch.
Maybe something you put liquid in. I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm there. I'm there. I'll be there. Well, I've been telling everybody about the shirts that are there now. Before I forget to mention that the shirts are on a pre-sale right now. Is that the way that's working?
Yeah, that's through bvnorthmiss.com. Brad and company are handling that for us. I'm so thankful for their help.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to have a great relationship with another chapter like that.
Yeah. All right. So, and there's they're being done through Jeremiah, right? At Flesh and Blood, I think.
Do what now?
They're being done with Flesh and Blood. I think.
I believe so. That's who's going with.
Yeah, there's a ton, and everybody that's watching right now, I'll be showing you the images again that I've been talking about the last several weeks. But I mean, it's the first time I've ever seen more than one or two potential shirt options out there. There's like 50 of them, so there's no excuse for you not to find a shirt that you don't want for DSV. Very, very cool. Okay, so let's get back to what you're saying. Surprises, possibly. Maybe something beverages.
Maybe a 50-50. I don't know yet. It all depends on what the city allows me to do. So one of the cool things I'm kicking around, this is a back to the past, kind of like Back to the Future type thing. Dress up, have fun with it. Who knows? There might be a prize for the best costume.
Yeah. All right.
Somebody here riding on a hoverboard or something.
Yeah, and there's a handful of us out here that can easily remember the 80s. We've got some of these youngins that they've only heard about the 80s through movies and from other people.
I've lived it. I had a mullet.
Me too. Those were my prime years.
Yeah, except I'm Puerto Rican and I have curly hair. Didn't look good.
The curly hair mullet?
No.
Oh, those are sweet though. Those can be tight. I had the spiky top and the long hair on the bottom. And what was funny about my hair was it had a natural, like, I don't know what you'd call it. It had a natural curl on the bottom that would curl up after it got about that long. And my hair was so thick that one day in school, one of my friends said, "I just wonder if this would happen." And he put a number 2 pencil in my curl, and my hair was so thick that it held the number 2 pencil in the curl on my mullet. I was pretty proud of that.
Oh, one last thing I want to mention before I forget.
Yes.
Any brothers out there that own businesses are coming to DSV, get with us because we are offering vendor spots here. We want you to be able to sell your stuff. There's a one-time donation to Battle 22 for you to sell your stuff here, but that's not bad.
No.
We're asking $150 per vendor and sell your little heart's content, whatever you want to sell. Fine.
That's a really cool idea.
Yep.
That's a very cool idea because
This is all about, bringing everybody back together as a family. When you come here, COVID has done so many things to us. This should really be about us focusing on each other, making new bridges with new brothers, new family. 100%.
Yeah.
I want you guys to treat this like your home because this is my home, and I welcome each and every single one of you here.
Man, I'm just stoked. I can't. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I mean, these 3 weeks can't get here fast enough, man.
It's almost there. Oh, to be announced in the chat room. If you're in the chat room, I will be announcing the meet and greet. I'm working on something cool. I just haven't got the final go ahead yet.
Awesome. All right. And for those, I'm excited about the meet and greet because as we talked about off air, I'm still waiting now. Everybody that knows that I like to do this on Friday night, it's podcast night. It's my live stream night. So I'm working on trying to find a way that I can still maintain that schedule and still do a live stream from somewhere there at the event. So anybody that is planning on going, find your way over to wherever I'm at because I'll bring you on the air. We'll chat. We'll chit chat for a few minutes. We did it at Battle of the Beards down in Evansville. We'll do it again. I'm looking forward to that.
That can be arranged. I mean, this is a pretty big spot here.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking forward to it, man. So DSV 5, and we're just 3 weeks away, man. It's the 22nd, 21st, and 22nd.
Yep. I have off all weekend. We are a half hour, not even. We're like 5 miles away from a casino.
Oh, but we don't want the casino.
Casinos in Biloxi.
But we don't want the casino.
No.
We want to hang.
We want to hang. We want to have fun. I mean, I imagine we're probably going to get there eventually. But the great thing about this place, the Treat Joint, is I know the owners, and he's going to shut this place down and allow us to stay as long as we want to. 8 o'clock in the morning, don't matter. He's perfectly fine with it. That way we have a nice, safe place to be.
Man, how can you beat that? Why even consider going to the casino? Hang out with the people that you've been waiting. Hang out with the people that you haven't been able to see for a year. You know, that's what we need to do. So, and I'm excited too because the wife's coming with me, and it's been a long time since she's been to a big thing. So, to a big,
cool.
That sounded bad. It's been a long time since she's been to a big event. Somebody that wasn't listening properly there didn't catch that one there. But if they knew me, they'd probably not be surprised and expect no less. So, man, Eddie, I appreciate you taking some time out, man. As a scout, I would be remiss if I did not ask you this before I let you off the air. As a scout, what is something when you're bringing somebody in, when you got somebody new, and he has just kind of the basic idea about BV? What's something that you tell these young guys when they come in to ensure that they get the most out of their journey? How do you communicate that to these guys?
So I kind of start with the same speech that probably most of us have heard. You get in what you put into it. And that's a statement that I tell each one of my hopefuls that I didn't understand. When somebody told me that, I mean, I kind of understood it. Like, you get in what you put into it. Yeah, okay, I get that, whatever. But when you actually start doing it, and you're not doing it for a job, you're not doing it because you're getting paid for it, you're not doing it because it's the law. You're doing it because you want to do it, because you're making somebody else's life better. And when you truly start doing that and seeing that, you understand what one of the foundations of what I believe this brotherhood is. And some of them actually strive to make changes, and it's great.
Yeah. Really well put. Really well put. Too often I think we hear it from other people, but we don't hear it from somebody who says, I was in your shoes and didn't understand it. I thought I did. Of course
not. And it's always going to be different. Always.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. And let me say before I let you go too, Battle 22, such an amazing organization.
Yes.
I've actually spoken with the guy who originated that from a previous episode, and such a cool thing that he's doing. And I think it's really cool that you guys have jumped on board with them. And our veterans, you just can't help out enough. And the stuff that he's doing, it's exciting that you're a part of that. So congratulations. Thank you for that.
Not a problem.
It's kind of humbling for sure to see what he's doing. So Eddie, thank you so much for taking some time with me tonight. And I will see you, shake your hand, give you a fist bump, whatever we give you hugs. What if you're doing it? Well,
we're family, man. We're hugging.
All right. We're hugging. Sounds good. 3 weeks, man. I'm looking forward to it. Stay in touch.
All right, man.
All right. Take care. See you. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right. Well, so now we just got some. We got a few sneak peeks there, right? We got a few surprises. So there's going to be some cool stuff coming. There's going to be a few surprises that we don't know about till we get there. He gave us a little tidbit of information that there might be something that liquid goes in. That's right down my alley, I think. I'm really looking forward to that. But the fact that the place that they're going to has been over backwards for them, and it's going to be the perfect situation for us. It's going to be a place where we're able to hang out with, safely, but yet in an open fashion enough that we can really get the most out of the time that we have together. And this last year has been so rough on so many. It's definitely needed. So thank you again, Eddie, for taking some time out, hanging out with us, and take some time out of your Friday night on very short notice, mind you, to give us some lowdown on what we are to expect for DSV 5. Very, very cool stuff. Okay, guys. So real quick, I want to roll in a little piece of information I forgot to talk about at the very beginning of the podcast, which I normally do, but I got off topic a little bit when I was reminiscing about last week and in my doldrums about not having an in-studio guest, if you remember. I did want to talk real quick about a couple things, bring back into the focus some of our chapters that are doing some merch things right now. But real quick, I did want to mention this because it popped up on my timeline today. First time I've seen this, and it's happening right around the corner. It's in 2 weeks. So anybody that's in Oregon or anywhere nearby, they're going to be doing a beard competition, fundraiser, raising awareness for cystic fibrosis, hosted by the Bearded Villains of Oregon. It's May 14th. I'll also mention that again in my calendar of events, but hit up the Oregon Bros. Normally I don't pop this up here like this, but since I just saw it and it's right around the corner, I wanted to share that for sure. Our brothers in Hungary are still doing what they're doing for autism awareness. The Chapterless Bros in Hungary, a group of them, for 15 euros have made a autism awareness patch. I love someone with autism. It's a very simply beautiful patch. Hit up our brothers over there. He's on IG. He's TOJASLEVES1 on Instagram, so you can take part in that. Also, do not forget, please, coming up May 2nd. So it's this weekend. If you're down in Louisiana, Madisonville to be specific, they have the crawfish boil. They're going to be raising money for our brother Anthony down there who's in need of a service dog. So please take part in that. Donate if you can. A very, very worthwhile cause. And then, as I did mention earlier, just briefly here, the South and North Mississippi Bros have their anniversary patches on sale right now for $8. Grab them both because it's essentially the same patch but done two different ways. Very cool. With a big number 5 on it if you're not watching online. And those are available at the North Mississippi chapter site, along with the Juke Joint, back to the Juke Joint merch. Everything is at bvnorthms.com, bvnorthms.com. Back to the Juke Joint merch. There's like 15 to 20 different types of shirts you can get, raglans, t-shirts, multicolored shirts, you name it, it's there. So get that. Now, as he mentioned, just briefly here in our last conversation, he did tell you that there was some surprise merch possibilities for DSV5 as well. So come ready, come with your money, come ready to spend, because everything is going to Battle 22 at DSV5. So that's very, very cool. Very cool stuff. All right. When I come back from this little tidbit here, I've got some news, what I think is some potentially cool news, but it's kind of I'm kind of doing a poll here. So you'll have to, if you're here live watching, hang out with me for a couple more minutes because I need to get some feedback from you if you are here live. So just do me a favor real quick and stand by for just one. I'll be right back. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo beard products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. Okay, guys, so the time has come for me to bring up and talk for a second again about this documentary film. Now, I've been doing some kind of soul-searching discussions with myself on if I wanted to do this or not. And you can answer me here live, here in the comments. You can send me a DM if you're listening to this after the fact. If you're listening to this on a regular podcast platform. I'm curious about advice here on this. So I'm trying to get some feedback here. There is a possibility, a likelihood really, that in the course of this, making this documentary here, there's going to be a need for me to spend some money to do some specific travel, but also some rental of equipment, rental of spaces to hold interviews appropriately. And so in that realm, and there's possibly a need for rental of obviously gear, equipment, some specific gear, equipment, programmage, whatever. So my question is, do you think it would be fun? I think it would be a fun idea if I utilize a crowdfunding campaign with perks coming to anybody who wants to donate to this project. Now, here's what I'm thinking of. And like I said, this has not been determined yet. This is solely me asking if you think this is a good idea. This is not me saying I'm not going to come back to the commenters who either send me messages or comment in the section here. I'm not going to come back to you and say, well, you told me you'd do this. So no, I'm just simply asking if you think it would be a good idea. So what I'm looking for is the premise of a crowdfunding campaign where certain rewards would go, depending on what people spend, to donate for the cause of this film. So something like $25 donation gets you listed in the credit roll at the end of the film. Like a $50 donation gets your name in the credit roll, and you get a limited edition T-shirt for the film. Like $100 would get you both of those things, the credit roll name, the T-shirt, but also a limited edition movie poster of the film. And then something like $250, so a big one, people that would want to donate big amounts, would be all of that stuff previously mentioned, but also billing as an associate producer on said film, which means you're listed at the beginning and the end of the film. And you'll be able to always say that you're an associate producer for a film. So I'm just thinking about that. I don't know if it's something that people would like to take part in, because I think it would be very cool to have, this is a kind of a one-time thing. And I think it would be fun for people to have access to a shirt and a poster, that kind of stuff. And in order to do that kind of fun stuff, but also to offset some of the costs associated with making it, so the rental spaces, rental equipment, different things like that, part of that would go to that, and part of it would go toward the making of these prizes or rewards for anybody that would take part in that. So just looking for feedback. You can send me messages if you think it's a good idea or no, but it's something I'm considering, and we'll just take it from there. But I'm excited about this thing. It's going to be fun. So just so you know what kind of a time frame I'm on here, as far as this film goes, my timeline right now is that I'm in that creative structure phase right now. I've got a really good idea in my head and on paper what exactly I want to be in this film and how I want it to look and what pieces I want there. And then over the course of the next several months, I'll be doing interviews, filming B-roll, which is the stuff that you see when nobody's talking, filming B-roll, filming interviews, photographs. I'm going to be partnering up with a couple of very talented photographers who have said that they want to take part in it, and they want to assist in some still photography for the project. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if it's going to be one or two that have jumped in. I've got some music ideas in line that I think are really cool. So there's going to be some good music involved in the film. So yeah, I've got all sorts of different things, and I'm in that process right now of setting all those things up, setting up the interviews, because as you know, I'm not going to be trying to do these interviews remotely. These are going to be in-person interviews. So at DSV5, when I go there, in Miami, when I go there, at the East Coast meet, when I go there, if I can make it to Knoxville or the West Coast meet, there I will be doing some more interviews. So these will be in-person interviews to go along with the documentary. And so that's going to be taking place, like you said, over the next several months. And then if by September I have everything that I need, then I can start rolling into the editing process, which will take a little bit more time. So the final product I'm planning on still having the final product out by the end of this year at some point. It all depends on if things happen the way we need them to happen. So, it's kind of up in the air in some regards, simply because I have very specific needs for this film for interviews. And if something happens where certain people can't come to certain events, then I need to make arrangements somehow to get to them, to get these interviews done. And the longer that takes, those are the kind of delays. So I'm trying not to shortchange this thing. I want to make sure I do this right. I want to make sure that the film easily but very accurately accesses what BV is and what it's all about. And so that people who are curious about it will be able to turn this thing on and watch it and truly see what the Bearded Villains are, what we do in all aspects. And that's what I wanted to do, to answer those questions and to share with everybody what we're doing. So that's the plan of attack over the next several months. So you feel free to ask about things. Feel free to be inquisitive. I'll be sharing updates as the coming months come on about it. And I'm really looking forward to it. So if you have any words of wisdom for me, prayers, please send them my way. While you're praying for obviously much more important things. So definitely keep that in the idea tank for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much for indulging me in that little effort to talk about that for a minute. All right. So I've added a new feature for people that are live watching us. This is my event scroller. So if you're curious while we go through things and you need to come back, it's going to scroll back through and remind you about something I've already talked about to let you know. So in our calendar of events here, guys, tonight, I'm going to start off with May 14th. As I said, it's just around the corner. The Oregon Bearded Villains have a cystic fibrosis awareness fundraiser and beard competition. It's in Umatilla. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Umatilla, Oregon. Hit up our Bearded Brothers in Oregon for further information. Then we have the Mexican Meet in Durango, Mexico. That same weekend, May 14th through the 16th. May 14th through the 16th, the Mexican Meet. It's in Durango, Mexico. If you're anywhere nearby, that's going to be a fun one because I think all of the Mexican chapters will be there, plus several of the other ones in nearby areas, as I've been told. So May 14th, 16th, the Mexican Meet. Good times. Then we just talked about it a few minutes ago. Bunch of surprises, bunch of stuff to really look forward to. I'm excited about it. Couldn't be more excited. DSV5, hosted by our brothers, South Mississippi, representing the South and North Mississippi in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, May 21st and 22nd. May 21st and 22nd. DSV5. Super stoked. Can't wait. That's going to be one hell of a weekend. Then June 11th and 12th, we've got two different things on the plate for that weekend. Take your pick, but go to one of them. The West Coast Meet in Denver, Colorado. West Coast Meet in Denver, Colorado, or if you're more closer to the Midwest, Knox Villains, hosted by the Smoky Mountain Bearded Villains. So that's June 11th and 12th, the weekends of Knox Villains in Smoky Mountain in Knoxville, Tennessee, or the West Coast Meet in Denver, Colorado. Then July 16th through the 18th. July 16th through the 18th, the Bearded Villains New York Upstate Brothers have their event 1 Year and Counting. 1 Year and Counting in Lyons, New York. In Lyons, New York, there's a meet and greet on the 16th with a barbecue, charity softball game, pig roast on the 17th, farewell brunch on the 18th. That's a whole weekend full of stuff. So that's July 16th to 18th in Lyons, New York. The Bearded Villains, New York Upstate, 1 Year and Counting. Then we've talked about it. Tons of excitement about it. These guys have been working their tails off to make this thing happen. The Miami International National Meet, whatever we're going to call that. August 13th through the 15th. August 13th through the 15th in Miami, Florida. Miami National Meet. Very, very cool. Then we have September 2nd through the 6th, Villain Cruise 5, hosted by Bearded Villains in Finland and Sweden and Barcelona, Spain. Don't have any more specific details about that, but I've heard it's still going on, I think. September 24th to the 26th is ECM, the East Coast Meet, hosted by the Bearded Villains in West Virginia, in Parkersburg, West Virginia. That's the East Coast Meet, September 24th to the 26th. That's going to be a fun one, too. Then September 10th, I don't know how it got out of order on me here. September 10th, Four Corners Meet. The Four Corners Meet. Remember, that's the event that is for brothers only, no spouses, significant others, girlfriends, boyfriends, none of that stuff. Just for brothers to hang out outdoors in Cortez, Colorado, hosted by the Phoenix, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah Villains. Four Corners Meet, September 10th through the 12th. October 8th and 9th, the Bearded Villains Missouri Valley chapter has an unnamed event. They haven't named it yet, so I can't tell you what it's called specifically, but it's a beard comp. They have a 50-50. This is going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. There's a Friday meet and greet, silent auction. It's going to be at the Tin Roof in St. Louis, October 8th and 9th, Bearded Villains Missouri Valley. October 15th and 16th is the Florida Summit, Pensacola Beach, as far as I know. So I don't have any other information on that one either. But that it's happening. Florida Summit, October 15th and 16th. And then the last one that I've got for you, I just got word that the Battle of the Beards, hosted by our brothers in Southern Indiana. That's going to be the weekend of November 12th, 13th, and 14th. 12th, 13th, and 14th. I'm assuming it's Evansville, Indiana, or somewhere nearby, but Southern Indiana anyway. November 12th, 13th, and 14th. Now, that's important if you're going to go, because old BP here will expect some birthday drinks and birthday presents and stuff, because the 13th is your boy's day. So make sure you got your pocketbooks ready to be buying me drinks and stuff and presents and all that stuff. I expect it. November 13th, that is. I'll be there at Battle of the Beards. So if you're there, at least stop over to say happy birthday. I don't know. It's going to be a fun one. Battle of the Beards is always a great event. All right, guys, that's gonna do our that's our calendar of events. So cool stuff. Thank you so much for our brother Eddie popping on with us to give us some details about DSV5, some sneak peeks, a lot of good stuff there. Guys, that's 81. That's episode 81. It's going to wrap it up for us. I think we did okay, right? Remember, you can still buy shirts, patches, pins, all that good stuff at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. Theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. That's where you can buy all that good stuff. Get all the previous 80 episodes of this podcast there as well. I want to challenge all of you guys, as I always do, to be the villain that the world needs you to be. Because the heart of a villain never stops beating. Guys, it's important, as I say every week, never more important than the next time I say it. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. So for now, guys, have a great night. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy the week ahead. Take care and stay safe.
Shit like it's 86, Shelly told 3 stripes we on. Hey, you know the B.I., it's BV Worldwide Fan Ties. Stateside across ponds, no borders. I am my brother's keeper, keep your facial features covered, stay villain. One brotherhood, one ship.